Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are in map square F9, building an intricate Khitan home. So, without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, I will start off by laying down the base plate. Using Khitan foundations, I built a 7x4 rectangle with 1x2 sections on the front and the sides, and a 2x2 on the back. I also added wedge foundations onto the base plate at regular intervals, which I'll use as structural decoration later on. Next, for the walls. Using Khitan, I built the walls up 2 tiles high on the ground floor, covering the interior rectangle and leaving the wedge foundations empty. I also left a 1x4 strip at the front of the build to act as a veranda. I then built pillars onto that veranda, using Khitan ceilings to partially cover the walls of the ground floor, leaving a 3x2 gap in the ceilings. I chose to use Khitan for this build as I don't really use the Khitan material too much, and whilst I do have some reservations about the walls themselves, I feel like I should use them more just to kind of get a feel for them so I can use them better in future builds. Next, I built the wedge footers onto the walls. Atop the wedge foundations, I used sloping sides to transition down from the wall to the point of the wedge foundation. I'll later use inverted Khitan roof wedge pieces to complete these footers. Next, for the first floor. I began to build the walls up 1 tile high on this floor, creating a diamond-shaped opening next to the balcony. I also used sloping sides to create roof gables of different sizes on the sides and back of the build, which will hold an intersecting roof. Next, for the roof itself. I used Khitan roof pieces to create a rectangular roof that intersects in the middle with the side sections. I then finished off the footers on the build using inverted roof wedge pieces. I chose to include these footers for a fairly simple reason. When I build larger builds, you see me use pillars and buttresses quite a lot to add some visual stability and external structure, which makes the overall build look better. The core idea is the same with these footers. It's designed to visually improve the build, and given all of the spiked accents with the diamond-shaped opening, the wedges, and the inverted wedges I'll use later on the roof, I think these footers help to make the build look uniform but also quite unique. Next, I went back into the build and constructed the separating wall on the first floor, leaving an open section to keep some flow with the diamond-shaped open section at the front of the build. I then went back to the roof, using slope sides and inverted corner pieces to create triangular accents on the roof. I chose to do this to help to make the build look more unique, and I think that it works quite nicely. Finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to, of course, furnish. Approaching the build, I've lit the home with Khitan lamps for a warm, fitting lighting. Entering the build, I've tried to stick with a somewhat minimalistic, design-appropriate style, focusing heavily on Khitan pieces. This is a very simple build, definitely is designed more for a decorative or social roleplay purpose, as opposed to a practical PvP or PvE base, though it could be adapted to either of those, but I think it works quite nicely. The house has very nice verticality with the open section on the ground floor, and the internal structure and flow is aided by the tables I've used to decorate. The ground floor has a good amount of social space, along with a small kitchen and some seating areas. Heading upstairs, we have a small two-person bedroom featuring a double bed, a cupboard and some other decorations. This is a really simple room, with the main feature being the views down into the ground floor and out onto the balcony. The balcony on this floor provides some very nice views over the Highlands. And there we have it, a Khitan House in the Exiled Lands in map square F9. Thanks for watching. I've done a few larger and more intricate builds lately, and there are still a few more coming, so I decided today that I wanted to build something a little smaller and simpler. As usual, this video is indeed sponsored by NordVPN. If you want to stay safe on the internet and ensure you can't be tracked by shady individuals, all whilst being able to access Netflix, BBC iPlayer, ITV, Hulu, HBO and more regardless of where you live, all whilst maintaining blazing fast internet speeds, NordVPN is the perfect choice for you. When you use my link or discount code, you can get 68% off a 2-year deal, which comes out to $3.71 a month, an absolute bargain price for such a great service that I use almost every day. The software is a small download and it's easy to use. One click and you're both connected and protected, and you have full access to the internet. Nord also has very strict policies on protecting your data, meaning you can browse in confidence. Visit nordvpn.org/eradyt or use code eradyt at checkout to claim this huge discount and get the best VPN service available on the internet, and also help me out a lot at the same time. As always, thanks to Nord for sponsoring the video. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any build suggestions for future videos. As usual, absolutely anything is welcome. Don't forget to both follow me on Twitch and join the fun on our Discord through the links in the description. YouTube is currently my full-time source of income, so if you enjoy the content and would like to help support the channel so I can continue to put out the best content possible, do consider becoming a patron. The link to my Patreon is in the description, so if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to come and join us on Patreon. On that note, a thanks to our current patrons Sammy, Sodialot, Randar, Connor, Blue Ivy, Velma, Shannara, Torn, and Eagle Rose. If you're new here, feel free to check out the rest of the content on the channel. There are new Conan Exiles videos coming every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you like what you see, subscribe and ring the notification bell to be the first to see the next video, and to join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.